calling back. We're going to try to give her a call again, and then she just added another phone number to the 13-year-old grandson who's possibly with the daughter. Step out with this.
2412.
Veteran crisis hotline's calling in, so they have a female veteran's off her medication. She's over at the safe haven. Detective 12, take a check that one out.
6 Rumble, 2 point start, take your shots.
Office still stands for time? No. Offender in custody? Thanks. Anyone else close, point to 0, let me know. First standby. 10-4. Detective 12, take a check that one out.
6 Rumble, 2 point start, take your shots.
Office still stands for time? No. Offender in custody? Thanks. Anyone else close, point to 0, let me know. 10-5.
3-3. Can I let a supervisor know that I have a case report with an arrest?
4746. I'm sorry, we're not copying your last location. One more time, copy. 84746. Domestic battery. Winchester, 18.5 for Winchester. Danny, the caller is the owner of the vehicle.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for hopping in. Appreciate you very much. Hopefully, everybody's having a peaceful and positive day. And if you've seen Sebastian Rogers, you can get 250K. Good morning, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Got some stuff to go through this morning. Kind of a last minute live. We've been doing a lot of other shows on some other stuff, and I was kind of going through Facebook last night, and I saw a post, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. If they got it all mixed up, like even Coffin Daffer was saying, well, then why did the Sumner County Commissioner post on January 31st the flyer that says 226? So, kind of like when we first saw it, there was a bunch of people reaching out to me. Have you seen this? Because we've been talking about the last scene since the day after Christmas. When I kind of sat back there on Christmas on December 26th, the day after, and I'm like, what is all these 10-month videos coming out today? Yesterday was 10 months. So then we really started asking the question. We've been talking about it every time we talk Sebastian, and have ever since. Month and a week now. I'm glad to see that you have, I don't know what took her so long. I've been reaching out to her for a month too, Coffin Daffer. But she just talked about it a couple days ago. But it's nice, It's nice because to me, it's the biggest question, and has been the biggest question since we broke down all of the different statements and the locations and the dates and the times and all that stuff. And it just never made sense. And I looked at it like, if this was my child, if my child was missing and it's got the wrong date on there and the wrong place, we got problems. So I'm surprised either side isn't holding Ellie to the fire. Like, what's up? Was my child last seen on this day or this date? Were they last seen in this spot or in this spot? But I put out a small video this morning because when I seen that last night, I was like, because I've been getting so many messages since that thing, this message came out. I've been getting so many freaking messages. I've been getting so many messages, and it's just like, no, I Every single person, because look, our whole community has sent something out a month and a month and a week. Yeah, 26. Yeah, pretty much a month and a week. And none of us have yet to get a response. Except for as soon as you hit send, all of a sudden, bloop, this account does not get monitored 24/7. Okay. The automated. Not one of us. So when this came out, and I'm like, okay, anybody could type that up. I could have typed it up and said it's real. You know what I'm saying? If Detective Brandon Carter, if this was an email to Detective Brandon Carter, wouldn't it have the email address that is listed for Detective Brandon Carter? What's wrong with not showing that? What's wrong with not showing who sent it? I mean, EvilleCJ@gmail.com. That's the email that I sent mine from. You know what I'm saying? Why is it such a secret? And just like anything out here in true crime, people, come on. If it don't have would you say a video, you know, let's dig into a video, but it doesn't have a timestamp and a date, but it's supposed to be part of a investigation. Like, what are you gonna? Well, I'd have to see the time and the date, right? It's the same thing with this. I would need to see the date, the time, the email from, the email to. And so ever since, I'm like, no. The day that I see more, because I can tell you the sun is blue. Doesn't mean it's blue. I could type this up too. Doesn't mean it's true. And there's nothing wrong with date, time, who sent it, and who got it from, think about it. So this whole time I'm sitting here like, no. The day that I see a date and a time and a to and a from, that's when I'll believe this, because the last thing that I would ever think is that law enforcement is going to sit there and tell a community, hey, we just mixed it up. No, law enforcement ain't going to come out and say, hey, we just mixed it up in a missing child's case. They're not going to do that. They're going to frickin' lie their way out of it. Well, and then give you some excuse. They're not going to say, hey, guess what? We mixed it up. So I don't understand. In this day and age, in 2025, I really don't understand it. When there's people arguing that this is real. How about there's a bunch of cotton on the bottom of that cliff? Why don't you go jump off of it, right? There's a bunch of cotton down there. It'll save your fall. It's going to be fun. It'll be soft. Just go ahead and jump over. Okay, CJ. It's 2025. I hope we're not going in that direction. I really don't. So when I see this post on Facebook last night, and I'm like, okay, we haven't got any responses. All of us from our community have not gotten one response. If you have, let me know. If you haven't, let me know. I've yet to hear anybody send me, contact me, message me. Hey, nothing. And every time I ask, it's a no. I haven't even got a reply. So when this, I could type it up. I see the Facebook post. I'm like, interesting. It didn't surprise me when I saw this right here, and I'll show you. It didn't surprise me whatsoever. When I was scrolling through Facebook, and here's the link, and you can go see for yourself. I'm scrolling through Facebook, and I'm like, huh, this is an interesting post. This was posted on January 31st at 1:38 a.m. Central Time, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, wait a minute. But I thought people were saying that this was the late. But what? What? No. What surprised me about that is people are falling for it because we haven't seen anything else. And what didn't surprise me is when Don Schmidt posted at January 31st at 1:38 a.m. the flyer that says Sebastian has been missing since 2/26. Last seen on February 2/26. 2626 posted January 31st. Way after this came out, correct? So when I sit there and I say, this is one of the most important questions, and it has been. We've been talking about it a long time. We've been pleading with the community for a long time. This is the first time ever in my YouTube existence where I tagged Coffin Daffer and News Nation and all these people. Last seen, because it's two completely different investigations. It's two completely different scenarios when you're talking about the two completely different dates. And doesn't Sebastian deserve to have the correct date and time and location that he went missing? My child does. This is why I'm surprised that neither side is telling LE, look, I want the right date and time and location when it comes to my child, because my child is still not here with me. Is it too much to ask that law enforcement put out the correct information? Think about your child. Think about the child that's in your life. Think about them. Would you accept this BS? Would you? Because I'm going to tell you right now, this isn't even my child. Sebastian's not even my child. I never met Sebastian. We've been searching for Sebastian since the very beginning. I never met him. But you know what? If this is how I am for a child that I never met, imagine how I would be if it was my child. And I bet it would be just like that for you. I bet if it was that child in your life and there was wrong information when it came to the date, the time, and the location, I think you would be doing what I would be doing. Now, it's nice to talk about the last scene. It's nice that Coffin Daffer wants to bring it up, but at the same time, Coffin Daffer brought this up like it was legit. That's why, like I was going to do a couple weeks ago, I ended up getting sick. Last weekend, I was going to do it last weekend, and then I had to do my show. Like, this circus is just getting insane. And I had to do a show from the heart instead. And I told y'all I'd be doing my Jennifer Coffin Daffer episode coming up, and it's finally going to come up after 2 weeks or 2.5. We're finally going to be doing the Jennifer Coffin Daffer, the intern files, because when it comes to stuff like this, checking traps, right? Checking traps. And this gets put out there like it's correct information. We've heard a lot of different stuff. Look at the background. It had nothing to do with missing children. It's completely other things. It's no wonder I reach out for months, never even get any kind of response back. I've been asking to talk about this with Coffin Daffer for over a month. Nothing. I don't get it. That's why I'm calling them the intern files, because to me it's like, and it goes for Idaho 4, Sebastian. This information that's getting put out there, it's like an intern's writing it down on a piece of paper for you, and you're reading it off on a piece of paper like you did the traps. And it's like, I think there's some information that's missing. Like this. This right here is what was shared January 31st at 1:38 a.m. If it was 2:25, it would have said 2:25. Instead, it said 2:26. Missing since and last seen. Hold on 1 second. For some reason, it's like not zooming. There. This is what it says. And this is what it said January 31st, after what I'm still saying is fake. And it's fake to me, and it'll always be fake until I see a date, a time, a to and a from, because that should all be public anyway. The person sending it, public email address you're sending it. Detective Brandon Carter should be a public email address, correct? The date and the time didn't do a crime. Thanks, Jennifer, from the intro. Good morning, everybody. Thank you. We're going to be getting into the deleted Nancy Grace episode. I wanted to talk about that. Also, if you haven't seen it, dropped a video earlier this morning, and I showed both of them right there. If you don't mind, go show that some love. Also, there's something else I want to bring up before we get into the Nancy Grace episode. Do you guys remember Charlie? So when we went out to Hendersonville in the very beginning, we went out there middle of March we went out there. We ended up meeting up. There was Clue and Cletus was there, and then somebody named Charlie. If y'all remember Charlie, if you've been around here from the beginning of that, you'll remember Charlie. Bev M, contribution call out. Thank you so much. Hold on one second. Contribution call out. Thank you so much. And let me play this for you. Appreciate you. You got a new picture up there. Thank you. But so yes, SOC Rebel. Listen, if it was mine, listen, I've been passionate about it ever since I woke up the day after Christmas, and I was like, what are all these 10-month videos? Because I didn't know there was a sighting. And they don't, it's like the description of the clothing too. Where's the stripe on the pants? Where's the stripe on the pants? Just says black sweatpants. Black sweatpants. Let me bring it back. Black sweatpants. Where's the stripe? Good morning. Yes, thank you, Chantel. But if you guys remember Charlie, I was on Twitter last night. I go through Twitter. Twitter's a really good, or X, I should say, is a really good place to really get like breaking information. If you guys don't know, a lot of seriously, like it breaks on X a hell of a lot quicker. Because I always see stuff breaking, and then I see other people doing shows on it, and it's like, oh yeah, this shit came out like a half hour ago. Damn. But I was on Twitter, and I was like, where did this come from? I don't know. Like I said, we've been doing shows on other cases too. But I seen this last night, and I was like, what the hell is this? Now, when we got there, when we first got there, Charlie, he was a local. He wanted to link up. And I'm like, okay, you know how I am. I'm like, hey, I'm ready to help any way I can. Let's just go, right? If there's a local, hey, let's go. I wish I still had that recording. But after a couple weeks, it was kind of crazy because when we were going out there, we were out there for, I don't know, he was with us for maybe, I don't know, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. All right. Maybe 2 weeks. And the whole time, now you guys know how much I thrift, and you guys know how much I stretch everything because I want to make sure that I can get to these communities, number one. And so when I'm out there, on day 2, hey CJ, is it cool if I get some gas? I'm like, yeah, sure, man. Community helping community. Sure, I'll help you with some gas, dude. Even though I'm like, hey, I'm here to join you. Like, I thought, you know, I thought I was helping you, right? I didn't, right? So I'm like, okay. Plus, I'm driving 3 hours there and 3 hours back every single day. So I'm spending a lot in gas myself. And after each day goes by, hey man, can you give me some gas money? I'm like, okay, what? So then week 2 starts. Well, after week 1, after 1 week, then we're going into the next week. Hey CJ, can I can't come help if I don't have any gas. I was like, dude, I'm already driving 3 hours there and 3 hours back. You know what I'm saying? I'm barely getting any sleep. I'm coming out here searching all day. I was like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm already stretching it myself, man. I'm trying to make sure that I can come back down here every day. 3 hours each way is a long drive. It's, it's gas, but it's cheaper than staying at a hotel. So I'll just suffer on sleep and the comfort, because 6 hours a day driving. I'd rather save than get a hotel and sleep comfortable, and it's cheaper to drive back and forth, so that's what I'm doing. It's all about stretching. And thank you, Midnight. I appreciate you. I'll shout you out here in a second. So after that first week, and then it gets into, so what I did is I just no gas on E. I was like, all right, dude, I'm gonna fill your tank up. I'm gonna fill your tank up. Hey CJ, how do you do this live stuff? Bugging me. I was like, dude, why don't you just set up your own stuff? And then, then the community will give you gas and this and that if they want to, whatever. Bugging me. So I went out and I bought him a camera holder. I bought him power cord. I bought him battery backup. Helped him, do his little setup or whatever. I'm like, okay, bro, I'm running thin, dude. I can't, And then the very next day, after I did all that, hey man, I need after his tank was full, filled up his tank that day too. Yeah, I'm talking about Charlie. Filled up his tank too. And then the next day, man, I need more money, man. I'm like, so I was like, dude, you know what? Listen, I can't continue to give you gas. Like, I'm here to help you, right? I said, I've been here to help you. Like, I don't know what you were doing before I came here, right? I don't know. But you were doing whatever you were doing. Now, if you're not going to do what you were normally doing before I came around, well, then it means you need to go back doing that. And if that means that you can't search, that's okay. You're there in spirit. I just said, look, dude, the next day, again, asked for money. I said, okay, dude. I already have my team over here. And then after that, he totally was trashing me. I can't wait to kick CJ's ass. And I'm like, whatever, dude. Whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, dude just disappeared. Dude just disappeared. And this was back in June. So what happened is he got linked up with Terry Lynn. And I don't know what he told Terry Lynn, but Terry Lynn just automatically just started bashing on me like Charlie. I don't know. I tried reaching out to Terry Lynn all the way back then. I even showed you guys the email. That had a to and a from and a date and a time on it too. That email did. I reached out to Terry Lynn right after that and I said, look, Terry Lynn, I want to talk to you and I want to just kind of give you a heads up, you know, and this and that. And I just want you to just have a heads up. You know what I'm saying? I just want to give you a heads up. Didn't matter. Never heard from her. I reached out to her 2 times. Even after she was bashing me with Charlie, I reached out to her. I said, look, I would like to explain this side or whatever, you know, and I want to, I'm just, I care about the people that are out there looking for Sebastian. And so I want to make sure that, you know, that I'm looking out for you too. You know what I'm saying? And so never heard anything back. And so that was that. And then all of a sudden he disappeared. Now, this was last June and he supposedly disappeared. Somebody was saying something like he found some body or something. And he found somebody and then he just disappeared or something like this, right? Okay. So I came across this last night and I was like, what the hell is this? And I'll show you here. I was like, what the hell is this? I instantly saw the picture. And here, let me switch this around. I instantly saw that picture in the truck. And I was like, what is this? Contribution call out Moonlight from a minute ago. Join CJ's Truth Train. Chugga chugga choo choo. Thank you so much, Moonlight. And I love that picture too. Those cool colors. Yeah, he was one of those. Remember the dude even, because here, remember back then I was wearing, here, this, back then I was wearing this hat, right? And remember when he got a red hat and got some glasses? It was crazy. It was crazy. It's like, oh my gosh, the memes were nuts. But anyway, I'm scrolling through here and I was like, what the hell is this? Yeah, that's where the hot dog steak came from, was Charlie. That's where this guy came from. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my Valentine. That's where that guy came from. Shout out Charlie for helping me make the hot dog steak in existence. But yeah, there's you won't see him on StreamYard, but you can see him in chat. The hot dog steaks are dancing. I can't wait to kick CJ's ass. But this right here, I was like, wait a minute, because we've seen this picture, right? Like, we've seen that picture. But this right here, I was like, what the heck? Okay. I found this in the brush between Warsham's and Beach storage unit. See above date, time, and location. And then this blanket, I was like, see, now I was already working on Micah Miller stuff during this time period. So I don't remember a blanket. But then when I saw this, and I was like, yeah, that's. I seen this last night, and it said he was the man who put mattress pad in truck bed, truck above. He told someone that he got rid of it. He never responded to my text messages. If he can be located, his truck bed may still have some DNA from the mattress pad. What? What? Now, did a lot of things seem really odd to me? Yeah, I was only around him for a couple weeks, right? And then after that, he was just an annoying fly that would just fly around from time to time. You know what I mean? It was just get the fuck out of here, you know? So the first couple weeks, I'm like, yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff. Oh, it got removed. She took it down. But I mean, you shouldn't worry about being so technical, Ode. Everything's going to be all right. But as I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, there was a lot of weird stuff going, you know, there's a lot of weird things. But see, this was when we first were really doing a lot of the in the initial beginning of Micah's case. We were doing a lot of the investigating, going to the different spots, boots on the ground, plus the protests, meeting with a lot of individuals. And so I never even heard about this mattress pad in a truck bed. Now, one thing that we did go do was we did go and search not landfills. Speaking of landfill search, we didn't go search landfill. We went to the homeless. Well, they weren't really homeless in camp because they used to be. Okay. There was because the tornado came through. It took out a lot of the homeless encampments took off. I don't know where they went. Maybe they went down to Nashville. I'm not sure. But when we were out there searching, we came across a lot of homeless camps that weren't camps anymore. They weren't camps anymore. So we would come across mattresses and blankets and all of this other stuff. And it's like, okay. Now we were looking for certain clothing. But really you could find a mattress. There's so many mattresses around there. Go look under the bridges of the interstates. You know what I mean? Go look along creeks throughout there. You will see old homeless camps, mattresses, tents. These people just basically picked up and took off. Probably because of the tornadoes. Because remember, there was some crazy tornadoes came through last spring. And so we were out there searching after those tornadoes came flying by. But do you guys, anybody that remembers this dude? Do you guys remember him coming across a mattress? Now, there was a lot of time, like the stuff was sensationalized. Let's be honest. When you find a stuffed tiger animal that is clean, doesn't have any dirt, mud, nothing on it. Like, this dude was telling his community that he found this stuffed tiger in the woods, and it looked like he just got it at Walmart like 10 minutes ago. Like, there was no dirt, brush stuck in it. It was like fuzzy and bright. Oh, look what I found. Like, oh my gosh, look what I found in the woods, you guys. Eye of the tiger, Sebastian. And it's like, right? Sitting there for 3 days straight at a dirt pile that he called in, and they never came, and he quit staying there after 3 days. Some of the stuff, it was sensationalized. So I don't know if this mattress was being sensationalized like the tiger and all that other stuff. I hope it was. But what are they talking about? This mattress and this blanket and possibly his truck bed. What? Kelly says, CJ, I remember it being mentioned on another creator live. The creator I'm talking about was very upset because he should have taken it to the police. What? I mean, I know he was working with TL. I tried to warn her about him in the very beginning 2 times, and she never even reached back out. So it's like, hey, I did my part. You know what I'm saying? I did my part. I tried reaching out. Yes, he found it. Oh my god, he got a boat. There's somebody else that's trying to milk a community for a John boat now too. He found it and allegedly gave it either Heather or Chloe. He also collected donations. But the pad was found behind. So that's the pad. Are you freaking serious? So this was the pad? So this was the pad. It was given to Heather. Why was it not given to the police? Screw the PI. Give it to the frickin' law enforcement. What? Why was it given to Heather and not law enforcement? Yeah, because he quit. Because I quit. I'm like, dude, just, we're done, man. We're done. This is the frickin' mattress. Yeah, I know that. Lisa, we started searching for Sebastian in the middle of March. I've been around from the beginning. I know who's worked with who, who's talked with who, who's fought with who. I know all the ins and outs about the whole damn thing. But I didn't know about this pad from Charlie. I don't know if he got a boat. People were giving him money. I don't know if that's... But it was a mattress pad behind Worsham. And beach storage unit. And it was never turned in. A lady found it, and this guy took it to give to L.E. Instead, he gave it to Heather, and it was never turned in. Yeah, Silver's... That dude stabs bags with a shovel when he's searching for missing children. And when you don't know what's in the trash bag, you shouldn't stab it with a shovel. Just saying. I watched one of his search videos. I do searching. I watched one of his search videos, and I seen that video where he was stabbing that bag with a shovel before he knew what was in it. And I was like, bro, if that was my... what do you even... Just go home. You know what I'm saying? Just go home. Because you what if that was somebody's... Even if it wasn't Sebastian, what if it was another victim in that bag and you just jammed it with a shovel in your foot? I mean, he does good songs and stuff, but know your lane. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what you're doing, you shouldn't be out there doing it. You can see how we search, you know? A John boat. Well, that's, I mean, hey, that's if people, yeah, that's tampering with evidence. Exactly, Chantel. That's why when I seen it, I was like, just stay home. You know what I'm saying? Work on a computer. Because that's what it is. Sorry, you know, here's the jury. The jury's got to watch this. You know, the defense. Well, how do we know that this gash on this bone on the spine wasn't when this person was jamming a shovel into it? How do we know it was for sure from the person that's being charged for this crime? Reasonable doubt. Not justice for the victim. There's so many things that you have to be aware of when you're out there. When you're out there doing these searches, you can't just listen. We appreciate people coming out there, but damn, you're supposed to help and invest. You know, you're supposed to help in investigation. You're not supposed to hinder it. And when you're out there doing stuff like this with potential evidence, it's you know, you could... People can help in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Just know. Just know what you're doing if you're going to do it. No, I mean, don't ride a bike if you don't know how to ride a bike. We don't want you to fall. Just... You can still hang out. Just don't ride. All right, so we're going to check this out. I don't know. I seen this, and then I was like, what is this? It's very interesting. I don't know what that blanket has to do with it. Well, Malacat, we know what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like, that's when me and the team goes out there, and you guys see it. When we come up to stuff, we've come up to things multiple times. When we come up to stuff, there's a way that you have to do it, so that way you treat any potential evidence with the utmost respect, and make sure that you're not hindering any investigation in any way. All you're doing is helping. There's a certain way that you go about it, you know? Um, and you can see on our searches, whether it's boat or on the ground, you can see if we're coming up to something and it potentially might be something. You can see how we handle that situation. There's a way to do it, and there's a way not to. There's a way to help, and then there's also a way to hurt. And when you make mistakes like that, it's not because you were too tired. It's because you just don't even think about it. And those are the things. Because a lot of the times when we're out here, you have to if you have to think before you react, you're gonna make a mistake. You have to there's a certain way you have to approach going out there doing searches. There's a certain way you got to approach it, and if you're not aware at all times, it can end up like it did right there, where you're just oof, 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 I don't know what this is. Oof, oof, oof. And I'm like, oh my God, no. There's just a certain way. All right. We're gonna check out that Nancy Grace episode here. And we're just gonna hang out for a little bit. But I wanted to ask you guys about that because I didn't remember it. I mean, I don't know. Can somebody do me a favor? I never watched her shows, but can somebody do me a favor and send me the link to Terry Lynn's live where she discusses that? Where she is getting mad because dude didn't turn it in to law enforcement. Can you do me a favor and send me that link? EvilleCJ at gmail.com. Yeah, I'd like to know because I think it's important. And if there's a timestamp that you can put in with that, please drop a timestamp for me too. Because I don't know, I'm curious what happened to that mattress pad. I don't know. It seems very odd. Like I said, when we were out there for the first couple weeks, there was a lot of odd things. Be in Florida. I don't know why Jay Koff says what she says half the time to other people or about what's true or not true when it comes to Sebastian's case or Idaho 4 or some of these other ones. Like I said, that's why I was going to be doing a show a couple weeks ago about the intern files. That'll be coming up sometime this week during the weekday. And it'll be in different parts. It's probably going to be 3 or 4 parts, but it's going to be called the intern files because I really do believe that there's interns that just hand a piece of paper over and all of a sudden what I read off this piece of paper is my traps that were set. And it's information that I'm reading off of a piece of paper from an intern like it's legitimate facts that I checked myself. Because when it comes to these cases, to all of us that have been to all of us that have been around these cases from the beginning, and two of them specifically for us is Sebastian and Idaho 4. There's some things, that aren't necessarily correct. And if you knew everything from the beginning, like we do for both of those, then you would know that this is true or this is not true, and such like that. So, and then like with what people are saying about Nancy, about about somebody lying to Nancy on this episode, I suppose. I don't know. We're gonna check it out. Yeah, Kelly, we this is a crazy story. When it was our first day going down there, middle of March, going down there to search for Sebastian. We just got done doing our search for Riley Strain. We were down in Nashville for a couple weeks, a week and a half, somewhere around there, searching for Riley. The community, when we were searching for Riley, the community asked us if we would go search for Sebastian. We didn't even know who Sebastian was at that time. But because the community was reaching out to me and the team to go up and search for Sebastian, we went ahead and started our searches for Sebastian the very next day. Our first drive down there, about an hour and a half away from Hendersonville. Like I said, it's about 3 hours one way. About an hour and a half we were away from Hendersonville, and that's when I was already getting emails and text messages of people's pictures and who's following who and what they're doing. And, we've had, you almost have to expect to be followed or harassed or any of those things when you go down there. We never understood it. It's one of the things where out of all these cases that we've gone boots on the ground and boats on the water, we've never experienced that from any other community. So there's something in the water, because we've never experienced that from any other community. Any other community is very loving and caring, wants to help, appreciates what you do, and becomes a team. And for some reason there, who knows? Who knows? It was yes, CJK. It was a very interesting interview, right? I was actually when the interview was supposed to come out, because we were ready. We had the link. We were already signed up with, I think it was like, I can't remember the website, media. It was like some Dr. Phil thing or something, because Nancy Grace was putting it out on her Facebook. It was some kind of Dr. Phil media TV thing or something. I don't know. So we were sitting there getting ready to watch it. It was supposed to come on at 6. Nancy announced it for 6 and 9. We sat there and waited. 6 o'clock came around. Hey, they're talking about Diddy. Why are we talking about Diddy? So there's a problem. Later on, maybe it'll be 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock came around. Nope. Then it was on Facebook. There was another post. Then all of a sudden, all those posts were taken down, deleted. All the posts that she had put up on Facebook about this interview, all of a sudden was deleted off of her page. All the links. Hey guys, come watch it here. Hey guys, come listen to it here. Hey guys, all the media platforms that you can go listen to her audio on, the Dr. Phil website link, the times, all this stuff. All of a sudden, it was all deleted from her site. That's why I say deleted. But somebody sent me the clip of the Nancy Grace, and I listened to it. Because they recorded it, and I was like, holy hell, this is crazy. And then I'm hearing some of this stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? And then when you're listening to it, you know how, like, say for instance, the video that I put out this morning, right? My 3 and some minute video, you know, where you're splicing and, you know, you can tell like the end of one sentence and then dead air space for a minute gets clipped out and then it goes right to talk. You know, you can tell it's edited. It's got that not smoothness to it. It's got that chip chop to it. There's a lot of chip chop in this. You know, technical difficulties and stuff at first. All this stuff. It's like, what? Huh? And then we're still not seeing it. Then all of a sudden it's like, what the heck? Well, what's going on? So then you're listening to it. And while you're listening to it, it's like maybe because something was being shown on the screen and it wasn't supposed to or something. I don't know. I'm really confused. And then I'm seeing different things, you know, because we've been covering the plane crashes the last couple days, putting in some marathon streams on that. You know, and then I'm like, well, I already got this video out this morning. This whole mistake response is still fake to me. January 31st, they would have put out something else if it was different. They would have put out 225 if it was really 225 and it really was a mistake. They didn't put that out there just a couple days ago. You know what? Let's talk about this Nancy Grace thing because it was very odd. I don't know. If it was odd to you, type 1 in chat. If it was just a normal another Nancy Grace, type 2. To me, it seemed odd with a lot of the chip chop. Why the chip chop? And then some of the things that were said, it was like, wait a minute. I thought this was something else way back then. Wait a minute. What? Huh? Wait a minute. What? Because just like Jacoff, listen, I know the lights are suspicious. I know the light videos are suspicious. I know this. That just like Texas Roadhouse video is suspicious. I know. They look odd, right? There's weird things happening in each one. But when law enforcement comes out and says that those videos hold no information as to what happened or where Sebastian's at, what? That's why I'm surprised Jacoff talks about the light videos so much. Yes, they're suspicious, but they've already said how many times over and over, especially the flashlight video, that it holds no evidentiary value. Who has seen the trash video truck? Or, sorry, the lights video. Who has seen the whole thing? Seth has. Seth has seen the whole thing. None of us have. We've only seen the phone recording that somebody used their phone to record the screen of a monitor and only recorded the top left of the video, and that's according to Seth. Seth said that only the top left corner of the video was recorded, and it was recorded with somebody's phone. Okay? Now, Seth has seen the real video. Seth has seen the whole screen. Seth has not only seen the night version, but Seth has also seen the day version. Seth has also said that law enforcement showed him the night video, and then they showed him the day video, and then they showed him how those lights would be the trash truck, and he said that the lights are a trash truck. He said that when he watched the video, he didn't see anything. Nothing. And he was very for sure that it was a trash truck. He was very for sure he didn't see anything. And he is the only one that we know of that has seen the raw, complete video. Yes, it looks like dog crap. The video we get to see, it looks like dog crap. Yeah, I know it changed. It changed during the episode, didn't it, Plant Lady? It changed now, didn't it? So when we're getting to see this whole time this video that is taken with a phone that has crap quality, let me tell you something. The video that he saw, the raw video that is there, you're going to be able to see something. Because if you think you can see something off the video that we've all seen, try adding 10 times clarity to the real video. And if he saw the real video and he saw the clear version, now why he would change his mind, I don't know. I don't know why he would change his mind. But very for sure, he came on our show. He came on our show just a couple days after, because he had just got the Texas Roadhouse video. Right before he came on our show. April 2nd, something like that. He had just got the Texas Roadhouse video. He was for sure that it was a trash truck. He was for sure that he didn't see anything. He was for sure that what they showed him day and night completely made sense, and that he didn't see anything. Yeah, Cynthia, it's I don't know. It seems like it was heavily edited to me, is what it seems like. I don't know. All right, let me switch to that. We'll go ahead and do that now. Give me 1 second. Listen, I don't think it's a trash truck either, Maria. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, look, the light video is suspicious. To me, it is. Because to me, but this is the thing, we're not watching the raw video. We're not watching the raw video. It could look like anything. But why do you think the manholes were such a concern to me from last summer on? Because when you see that light video and you see where the lights are supposedly walking, think about it. You see the light video, you see the lights where they're supposedly walking, and then where they're going, and then right across from there is that manhole that I've been bringing up since last summer. The manhole I thought Sebastian could have fell down in. It's a perfect path to it if you watch those lights. Yes, I feel like the lights are suspicious. It led me to the manhole on Kellen Lane between 10:12 and 10:14. Here's the map. Let me find it. Because you'll see what I'm talking about. Here, I'll just pull it up on this. On Google, and I'll show you. It's the exact path. All right, so you got Stafford Court right here. So right in between these two houses right here. See this? See this right here? That's a manhole, okay? This right here is a manhole. So you follow the path of those lights, right? So you got the lights coming out this way, this way, this way, and then they kind of dash over into here. Right here is the manhole. That's the manhole right there. So when you're following those lights on the flashlight video, whatever you want to call it, yes, that's the direct path that those lights would go to if they're going to that manhole. Yes, they're suspicious. But we're going off of a video that is such horrible. You want to see here? You want to see the picture of the manhole? Listen, when I was out there searching, the first couple days of April, and I'm walking out there and I'm seeing all these manhole covers missing. 75% of them were gone out in that construction area. And I sat there and I went, man, if he fell down one of these, because if he really did walk away, if he fell down one of these, sorry, I'm trying to find him. It's like, it's been so long since we even discussed it. I know I have him here somewhere. Here, let me go. It'll be a Google picture, but I was gonna try and give you a photo of mine, but it'll just be a Google picture. Street view. All right, so all right, let's see here. All right, so we're gonna go here. All right, so right here. All right. So just like I showed you, the flashlights go down here and then they cut across right here, okay? So we're going down here and it cuts across right here. Now I'm going to take the Google and we're leaving the house, flashlights going this way. We turn over here. Oh, come on. We turn over here. Okay, so right here. This is where I'm going to drop it, right? Flashlights came down, cuts in between those two houses, the one on the corner and the one next to it. And watch, as soon as we drop down, that. So when I'm out there searching the construction area, the first couple days of April, and I'm walking out there and I'm seeing 75% of these manhole covers, the covers that are covering the curb, because they already had the holes already, you know, the sewer system, whatever you want to call it, the runoff, the drains for where the curbs are, those were missing the covers too. 75% of them were missing the covers. So when you see the light video, in the light video, the lights, yes, 75% of them, Criminal Med. Most of them were not there. That's why there was so much mud inside these drains. That's why there was so much mud. So when you see the flashlight and it leads directly to this manhole, and then I'm sitting there going, okay, well, they said that they searched all the manholes, but how well can you search a manhole when they look like this? If I can find them. Yeah. How you gonna search? How you gonna search manholes when they look like this? How you gonna have that thing go through all, and who's to say? And who's to say that something isn't stuck underneath that mud or wasn't stuck underneath that mud inside the manholes all the way back then? Because when I'm out there searching the construction pond, or the construction area and the pond, and I'm looking down in these manholes, and I'm like, holy hell, look at all the mud in there. If somebody falls in there, they're obviously gonna not land right. It's gonna be slippery. Bam, you break a limb. God forbid you hit your head. And then that mud is like quicksand. It's gonna suck you in. Now you can see the mud was all the way. Look, this right here. There was a point in one time where the mud was this high, people. Hold on, let me show you these. Yeah, here's one right here. This is horrible too. Here's another photo. And oh gosh, this is so bad. Look at how full this one is. This is supposed to be a circle. This is supposed to be a circle. Look at how high the mud had gotten to be. Look. When I tell you guys that literally when I first went there, there was only this much room in these freaking drain pipes. This much. This right here, you see how high the mud is? That's what I'm telling you. This much. How in the hell can you say that you effectively searched all of those drain pipes that go from, because the elevation goes like this? You got Sebastian's house. It's way elevated, a lot higher than this part is right here. It runs off from west to east. It drastically goes down. How can you effectively search any of these when literally it took until, let me see when this picture is, because it finally got cleared out. November. November is finally when it, if I can find the picture. Hold on, I can't find the picture. But November, I know it was the last time we went in November, when you could finally, under here, you could see like cement nudges that were coming up from the bottom to hold tree branches and all sorts of stuff. Well, think about it like this little bit. Would there be a scent in the water? Yes, there would be a scent in the water, regardless what anybody tells you. Oil from your body is also a scent, and it travels on water. Think about if you see oil in water. Yes, water can carry a scent, but you think about it like this. When it comes to the mud and the air suction, like quicksand, if something gets fully submerged under that mud, how much would that scent carry? And if something gets fully submerged underneath that mud, while there's just a bunch of mud in there, it doesn't give you a very good scent, does it? And how? How can you find a scent if the scent is all up in there? Just like that air suction, it's going to create that pocket. You going to be able to breathe under mud? No. No. How in the hell could you have put a drone? Yep, we put a drone down in there and everything was fine. Really? I don't think so. Because when he went missing, look at how high the mud was. No. What? What's the DMs? All right, I'm gonna go to this this Nancy Grace thing here. Like I said, the light videos, yeah, they're suspicious. Of course, that's what led me to this whole freaking manhole in the first place. This one right here, all the way back last summer. Because when you see the lights and you see the path that it takes, and it goes right here, it's like, well, wait a minute. When I was there in April, I remember I was already scared. Like, man, maybe we should go down in there or something, somehow, because look at this. You look down in there, there's a whole bunch of mud in there already. You're like, damn, that's a long fall. If somebody fell down in there, that would hurt. You'd probably break a bone. I even said it on the live when we first came across it. Definitely made me nervous. Oh my gosh, shrimp. Everything will be okay. There's so many negative, moody people out there I don't understand. Like, go get some sun. Listen to a Beatles song, man. Listen to a Beatles song. Love, love, love. Man, whew. Don't let somebody else control your emotions, especially if they're negative. Come on, people. All right, let's listen to this here. And we'll check out this episode. This is crazy. Hold on, is this like on high speed or something? Why does it seem fast? Huh. All right, 1 second. Let me switch it here. Is it going to work? There we go. All right, so let me turn this. Let me switch me over here. And let me turn down the music. What's up, Danny? Thank you, everybody. We just did a show a couple days ago, little doggo. Wednesday night? Yeah, Wednesday night. If you want to, go ahead and back out of this one. Since you're not really worried about Sebastian, go ahead and back out of this one and go back to Wednesday night show where we did discuss it. If and there's other people that discuss Micah's case too. Yeah, little doggo, go back to Wednesday. It's kind of disrespect. Like, you come into Sebastian's show, like, worried about, like, all you have to do is go back and watch it. Don't be disrespectful to Sebastian. Would you appreciate it if somebody came in and you were watching a show about this and it was... I don't think so. Man, I think people need to grow up. Or stick to cooking shows. Cooking shows, yes. Cooking shows. Get mad because somebody didn't make a cheeseburger the way that you make it.
Missing boy Sebastian Rogers' dad vows we will find him. This as video enhancement reveal. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us.
What's up, Anthony?
That is the moment that Sebastian's mom and stepdad realize he's gone. You go in your child's room, but at 6 a.m., he's not there. Where is a missing autistic teen, Sebastian Rogers?
Doesn't that sound sped up? There you go. Home decor, CJK. Something. Hey, you know what? Watch cat videos. That might put you in a good mood too. Jeez. I mean, I love sitting there watching cat, because man, baby Angel, she goes nuts. She'll be sitting there like looking at these birds flying in, and all of a sudden one will fly out, and she's like going looking behind the TV, like, where'd it go? And it always put, it gets you, get you a little good feeling going, a little happy feeling. Doesn't this sound like it's fast though?
Not only the search, but the heartbreak seemingly never ending.
I don't know. It seems like it's fast. Hold on.
This as Sebastian's biological father joins us tonight and vows we will find you, Sebastian. Take a listen.
Does that... Hold on. I'm going to go back to to the beginning, but dang. Doesn't it sound like it's sped up?
Is the moment that Sebastian's mom and stepdad realize he's...
No, I guess not. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. Sorry about that.
Will find him. This as video enhancement reveal. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us. That is the moment that Sebastian's mom and stepdad realize he's gone. You go in your child's room, but at 6 a.m., he's not there. Where is a missing autistic teen, Sebastian Rogers? Not only the search, but the heartbreak seemingly never ending. This as Sebastian's biological father joins us tonight and vows we will find you, Sebastian. Take a listen to his bio mom, Katie Proudfoot.
When I woke him up for school, he wasn't there. I took a second and walked through the house looking for him in case he'd gotten up and was trying to get breakfast or something, because he did that sometimes. About 3 minutes in, give or take, I was on the phone with my husband. I said, I can't find him. He said, what do you mean you can't find him? I said, he's not in the house.
That's from our friends at WSMV. That's when Katie Proudfoot spoke out in the search for her son, Sebastian. Now, let's take a listen now. After hearing Sebastian's mother, Katie Proudfoot, say, when I woke him up for school, he wasn't there. I took a second. I walked through the house in case he forgot and was trying to make breakfast, because sometimes he did that. 3 minutes in, I was on the phone with my husband, Chris Proudfoot, stating, I can't find him. And he said, what do you mean you can't find him? And I said, he's not in the house. The seemingly never-ending search for missing autistic boy Sebastian Rogers is taking a very heavy toll on his father, Seth, who is joining us tonight. And you can find Seth on a YouTube channel, Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father. And I ask you to go visit his YouTube site. Seth, thank you for being with us. The toll this must be taking on you, one dead end after the next.
It's another day. It's just every day. It's another day. Another day I don't have Sebastian. Another day I have to chase down every lead that comes in. Every lead that comes in with us, we make sure that TBI has it, Sumner County has it, but we also chase it down.
Joining me, in addition to Seth Rogers, who is Sebastian's bio dad, Tony Mathis is joining us, who is the spokesperson for Seth Rogers, but also a great, great source of strength for him. Tony Mathis, thank you for being with us. I noticed just then how Seth dodged my question. I asked about him and the toll this is taking on him. And as usual with him, it's all about Sebastian. He completely deflected what this is doing to him and went back to, I got to find my son. I'm getting new tips. I'm following tips. Will you describe what this has been doing to Seth Rogers.
Yeah, Nancy, thanks for having us. He's broken. You know, he can't, when you're riding around in the truck with him, he'll fall asleep. When you're talking to him on the phone, he'll fall asleep. He's worn out. He's mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted. You know, all the while he's got, you know, people attacking him on social media. It's just exhausting, and you won't ever
Okay,
hear
wait a
him.
minute. Wait right there. You know what, Tony and Seth, when I was researching everything I could get my hands on, making phone calls, begging for information, this case, like few others, and there have been others, but the search for Sebastian has turned into an all-out dogfight on social media and in mainstream media.
Yeah. That's why we did our show, The Sad Circus That Continues. This side and that side, when there should only be one side, Sebastian. There's only one Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. This side and that side. It's not a side. That's why you've seen our team never have a side. When have we entertained all of this bullshit that's going on either side? We continue to do us because we are about the right thing. Sebastian. Because there is only one thing. Sebastian. We've had both sides trash us. We got the C and D in the beginning. We got the this is not a threat from the other side. Hell, just a couple days ago, we had Brittany J from one of the leaders of the green team totally make something up, show a text, and then say something as I said it about a certain particular individual when I didn't even say that whatsoever and it had nothing to do with that person. And then she questions, do we really even need to have this, you guys? When it came to me, after everything that my team has done, and still always been about Sebastian and not been on either side. And you got somebody like her, one of the leaders of the green team, bashing me, making up lies. And then when I show my receipts on how her bullshit was a lie, then all of a sudden it's another lie to fix the other lie. We don't, this isn't who we are. We've never been that. But Nancy Grace is absolutely right. That's why when we sit back here and I go to do a show a week ago and I'm like, I can't even do this. Let's talk for a couple hours. Let's remind everybody. Everybody's getting lost and fighting with that other side and this and that. It's become goose chasing and all these different things. And it's sad. It's sad when we've been there. Our team has been there from the very beginning. And we've sat back and heard promises that things were going to be fixed. We sat back and heard promises that this was going to happen this way. We sat back and watched all of these different people go at each other. All of these different people come and go. All of these different people come and go and come back again. And it just continues to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Yes, Nancy. And it's sad. That's why I said in my show a week ago, imagine if you were Sebastian and you were found and you came back home and you saw all the videos of the stuff that people were saying and doing and acting and pretending with your name attached to it, how would that make you feel? And you know what's really disappointing? Is even after the C&D and all of these other things, our team has still continued to go out there, even while working on other cases across the country. We have still tried to be there and help in every way that we can. And for us to be disrespected like that, especially a couple weeks ago from one of the leaders of the green team, shit's got people fucked up. It's sad. Shit's got people fucked up. And that's one thing you'll never see from us and my team. You'll never see the all-out dogfight on social media and in mainstream media because, yes, do we have to defend ourselves from time to time from all of those individuals? Yes, we do. Because sometimes people's attention span isn't that much, and we have to remind everybody, guess what? The sun is yellow, people. But we continue to stick to the facts, continue to bring up the important questions, continue to discuss the things that need discussed and not entertain the clickbait, money me, all out dogfight, social media, mainstream movie productions. And it's sad that somebody that wants to see stuff about Sebastian, this stuff doesn't help. To the person that never heard of Sebastian, that can bring awareness to Sebastian, would come across this and go, I'm going to talk about something else. That's wrong for Sebastian. It is. And it's horrible to see it.
Yeah, and on linear TV. Why, Tony? Why isn't everyone uniting to try to find Sebastian? I don't get it.
Well, I think a lot of the content creators have realized that if there's constant chaos and drama, then they continue to make money off of that stuff. I think
that's damn straight, just like the Brittany J that lied on me. Create drama. The back and forth keeps going. Off of Sebastian. Y'all see it right in front of your eyes. You see somebody else trying to get a John boat now. It's off of Sebastian's name.
That there are a lot of good content creators that continue to focus on the child in the case. But, you know, we try very hard to keep Seth away from the drama and allow him to focus on his son, which he's done a great job of. But again, he's exhausted. He's mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted.
Seth Rogers, where are the tips coming from that you're describing?
My private investigator has a firm that has a hotline set up. Dog Bounty Hunter has a hotline set up. And I'm in communication with all of them.
We are looking at nearly $250,000 reward for information leading to the answer. Where is Sebastian? At this hour, we are learning that in addition to trying to find Sebastian alive, there is an alternative investigation going on. And there has to be. Joining me is a very special guest, Dave Moyer. Dave is Georgia K-9 National Training Center instructor for all tracking needs. He manages military contracts. He was a deputy canine handler at San Bernardino Sheriff's. Dave, I know no one wants to hear this, but in all searches for missing people, there are two alternative searches. There have to be. One search is if Sebastian is still walking this earth, and the other is if he has passed on. That's the harsh reality, Dave.
Yes, ma'am. And unfortunately, that is not only harsh, but it's accurate. Now, again, what these dogs are able to follow is the human trail, and that the theory behind that being it's as people are walking away from a location, the dead skin cells, the oils, the different bodily fluids that are falling off their body leaves a biological trail. Now that biological trail, the theory behind the canines, of course, is that the canines are following that biological trail that the person leaves behind and its natural decomposition. Now, not to be confused with decomposition of any human remains, but this is just the trail itself.
Douglas McGregor.
Right. It's natural. I mean, seriously, every second. You're sitting there where you're sitting right now, and there's skin cells that are coming off of you and just floating off. There's skin cells falling off as you're walking and moving and turning. Your body is constantly, that's why your skin is so soft, because it's constantly shedding the teeny dead little pieces. Where do you think dust is partially made from? Dead skin that floats off your skin. Now, the canines, they'll track the freshest scent. The freshest scent.
For joining us. He is the so-called geographic profiler, and that is the name of his podcast as well, who specializes in geographic profiling. Douglas, I want one of two things. I either want Sebastian found alive, or I want justice. There are two alternative investigations going on right now. This case is not cold. Describe the two types of investigations ongoing, Douglas.
Thank you for having me on, Nancy. And like you said, law enforcement will be working on those two investigations, one criminal and one non-criminal. Now, in looking at a case like this, you have to look at possibility and probability, and there's only so many reasons that a child and a child with autism go missing from a residence. And before we attack Chris and Katie too much, that most children who do go missing from their home. And when it comes to
hold on just one moment. McGregor, no one is attacking the Proudfoots. Just get that straight. Until I have facts justifying an attack, they are victims, just like Seth, just like Sebastian. Now, what were you?
Okay, now, this is what I didn't understand why she said this, because if she said in the beginning here that she went online and she looked and, she did her homework like Jacob, setting her traps. Then she would have noticed that she already said it. She already said it in the beginning. The back and forth. So doesn't that include all of them? Because, if you really did what you said you did in the beginning of this, then you acknowledge that there was a lot of back and forth. You acknowledge that it was all out. Now all of a sudden, hey, we're not talking about, hey, what?
The canines, of course, is that the canines are following that biological trail that the person leaves behind and its natural decomposition.
What's
now,
up? Thank
not
you
to
for
be confused
hopping
with decomposition of any human remains, but this is just the trail itself.
Douglas McGregor joining us. He is the so-called geographic profiler, and that is the name of his podcast as well, who specializes in geographic profiling. Douglas, I want one.
I missed that. YouTube geographic profiling and specializes in geographic profiling. I did not know. Thank you.
One of two things.
I did not know that.
Either want Sebastian found alive.
What's up, Michael?
Or I want justice. There are two alternative investigations going on right now. This case is not cold.
I didn't know the video How to Make a Cheeseburger was really about how to make a cheeseburger. Holy hell.
Describe the two types of investigations ongoing, Douglas.
Thank you for having me on, Nancy. And like you said, law enforcement will be working on those two investigations, one criminal and one non-criminal. Now, in looking at a case like this, you have to look at possibility and probability, and there's only so many reasons that a child and a child with autism go missing from a residence. And before we attack Chris and Katie too much, most children who do go missing from their home. And when it comes to
hold on just one moment. McGregor, no one is attacking the Proudfoots. Just get that straight.
Maybe he saw an episode of you before. There you go, Criminal Med, which combines profiling and I never knew. I never knew. I'm so glad she cleared that up. Oh my gosh. Oh, maybe they watched the episode, Nancy, where you had Chris and Katie on there. Listen, come on now. We remember that episode, right? Dude, Nancy Grace when Chris and Katie were they were in the trailer. Remember? They were in the trailer. And when they came on, she was like, bam, 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 just like one after. I mean, like she was good too. She was like, she was a professional. Like she wasn't even giving them time to think. Nothing. She was like going. I mean, she was amazing. Was not giving them any time to think. It was perfection. But maybe that's because when have you done that to Seth? But, Sebastian wasn't last seen at Seth's house. Wasn't last with Sebastian, right? I'm sure she would. You've seen how she acts towards other individuals, right? But that's why she's so good. That's why she's been so successful, because she listen, I do too, Pink Warrior. Like me and Nancy, we had some, and this is why when she's talking Idaho 4, I just kind of stay away, because it's like when you're recreating, I don't know. We'll watch an Idaho 4 show episode sometime, trust me. But we made up. But maybe that's why.
Until I have facts justifying an attack, they are victims, just like Seth, just like Sebastian. Now, what were you saying?
Agreed. I'm talking about the wider social media community. That 45%.
To hell with them. I don't care what a bunch of trolls on the internet are saying. I care about the facts. Now, what?
Bunch of trolls on the internet. The back and forth. Trust me. Nancy, I feel you. That's why I had to have a show from my heart a week ago. I had to cancel my J-Cough, the intern file series. By the way, we'll be starting that up this week finally after a couple weeks. We're finally going to be getting to it this week. The intern files. It's because of this stuff. We had to have talks like, come on, people, let's get back on track. Let's get back on track. The trolls, man, she's crabby, isn't she? She's coming out crabby. Listen, I don't care. She's like, nobody's attacking nobody. No, ma'am, I'm just saying the broad spectrum. And then because of I don't care what the internet. Nancy, listen, Nancy, we could have met in Nashville. I said I would have got you a drink and I would have gave you some jokes and, hey, have some laughs tonight, Just let it go. Let it go.
In looking at a case like this, you have to look at possibility and probability. And there's only so many reasons that a child and a child with autism go missing from a residence. And before we attack Chris and Katie too much, most children who do go missing from their home. And when it comes to
hold on just one moment. McGregor, no one is attacking the Proudfoots. Just get that straight. Until I have facts justifying an attack, they are victims, just like Seth, just like Sebastian. Now, what were you saying?
Agreed. I'm talking about the wider social media community. That 45%.
To hang with them. I don't care what a bunch of trolls on the internet are saying. I care about the facts. Now, what would be the 2 investigations?
Sure.
We love you, Nancy. Anytime. I'll just crack a couple jokes, Nancy. Come on now. You know what? Nancy would feel better if she had a couple laughs, Like, Nancy, come on now. Come on, Nancy. Get a couple giggles. She's like, all right, I'm good for a year. All right. Yes, she's back.
Criminal and non-criminal is what you're looking at. And,
we love you, Nancy.
When you're looking at criminal, you're looking at possibility of abduction. You might have a stranger abduction, although Sebastian, that usually happens to younger males or females predominantly. You have the possibility of family abduction. Again, most children who are abducted by a family member are toddlers. And then you have the possibility of family homicide. And for children on autism spectrum disorder, 90% are male at age 5 to 15. So that's the criminal side that you're looking at. And then on the non-criminal side, the most likely scenario would be a runaway or a throwaway. And the difference there is a runaway, the child leaves on their own, and a throwaway, the parent has kicked the child out of the home and not let them return for some period of time. And if that's the situation we're looking at here with Sebastian, then any number of scenarios could have happened after that. Lost, injured, an accident. So these are the different scenarios that law enforcement will be looking into.
Crime Stories with Nancy Grace. Joining us is another special guest, the star and host of Clutch Them Pearls YouTube channel. An enhancement has occurred on very grainy and difficult to see video. This video occurred around 3 a.m. 3 a.m. just before Sebastian was reported missing. Sebastian's mother, Katie Proudfoot, states that she went into Sebastian's room around 6 a.m. Just 3 short hours before that, shadowy images were revealed around Sebastian's home. Where exactly was it? Was it in the backyard or beside the home, Justin?
Thank you for having me, Nancy. So this was in an area, what they call the common area. There was a car that pulled on the very beginning of the street where Sebastian lives. This individual got out of their car. They walked through the common area toward the home. A few moments later, you can then see there is 2 individuals coming back with flashlights.
Now, what's interesting.
Wait, hold on. Are we talking about the flashlight video? Are we talking? Wait. What? Hold on. Are we talking about the flashlight? Okay, hold on. Wait, hold on a second. How can you see 2 individuals? Hold on. Now, it's been a while since I watched it. Hold on.
We begin with a surprising development in the search for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers, who's been missing.
Flights in the area around Sebastian Rogers' Hendersonville home. It is believed Sebastian left his home barefoot and with a flashlight sometime overnight. Since his disappearance, authorities have reviewed security video from homes in the neighborhood looking for clues. We have had several clips that have come in, and this one is getting the most
How enough?
attention, showing signs of activity around.
What's up, Kai Kai? Hopefully I pronounced that right. I'm confused too. In an updated enhancement. How can you update and enhance that? Hold on. There was a content creator. Her name was Kaylee. She did different versions. Here, let me share her link with you. This is Kaylee, okay. I ran across her channel. I actually went and hung out on her channel. It was right in the beginning of Sebastian True Crime Deep Dive. If you want to go sub up to her, she did a whole bunch of videos. Enhancement and all these different things. Kaylee did these. Look, these are from April 26th. These are from April 26th. So you got, is this the stuff we're talking about here? Is this? Is this what we're talking about? Lady Freedom, who's that? No, the Blob. Who's Lady Freedom? Busby, do you have the... Yeah. If you know who it is, Busby, do me a favor. Drop the link in the... So does it have to do with this? No, I've seen Kaylee's stuff, but all right, let's go ahead and subscribe. I'm not subscribed to her. I'll go ahead and subscribe to her. Raw narratives. What? Why is it a narrative? All right, hold on. Oh shit, this shit's fucking. This is like mob crew times 50. Holy shit. Hold on. Damn, this. Yeah, I never heard of her. I just subbed to her. Did it already show some of it? No. Okay, hold on. Yeah, this is like mob crew times 50. Holy shit, I never heard of this lady. Where does it get to? Okay. Okay, yeah. So if you remember, we pointed these cameras out before. We showed you the cameras on the side there, what would have what. Okay.
And the pillars there. If I fade from the real video to mine, okay, watch. There we go. That's that light there. That's the blob in the middle of the screen.
Hold on one second. Let me hold on. Let me try and get more room on the screen for you. Give me 1 second. There's her link in chat. All right, so we'll put that up there. Let me drop down the top here. We'll go right there. Excuse me.
Watch again.
Dang, look at this. Wow, this is amazing.
Pretty much make out the building and the arches. If you look, that's the real video.
Dang, I should reach out to her and see. I would love to have her on the show. That's wild shit, man, already. Damn. Look at this.
And then this next house, this blocks off the next part.
Who is it? What's her name again? God, get this freaking replay off. Lady Freedom.
Each house at a diagonal angle completely makes a.
Okay, wait a minute. So somebody. So who's the original source? Hold on a minute. Okay, hold on. Oh, I'm so confused. So she. Okay, so it's somebody else's video? Well, what am I watching this one for? I don't know. But he's right. So she does the enhancement that sees Sebastian. What's up, Veronica? All right. I don't know the person's link, so if one of the mods, if you know what it is, if you can drop it. I don't know who. I mean, I've heard the Pincho, but I mean, look, it's like this. If anybody was that much of an expert, they wouldn't be working on YouTube. They'd be working for law enforcement. Okay? If anybody's so who knows? But seriously, if anybody was that much of an expert, they wouldn't be working on YouTube.
It's a wall. You see
They'd
that?
be working for law
You
enforcement.
can't see this road from down at the camera. So with the light up the corner here and the white building with the arches and the pillars there, if I fade from the real video to mine, okay, watch. There we go. That's that light there. That's the blob in the middle of the screen. Watch again. Can pretty much make out the building and the arches if you look. That's the real video. It does look like arches and that light if you look at it. And then you go gradually, you know, and something on the corner there. Have a look at that house. Just in the corner, you see?
Yeah, we've all known that. We've all known that's the house.
So here's the scene on my model. I've just built some quick temporary houses the right size to fit over the buildings that are on the map. As you can see, I just covered up the area that they were covering up. This building I actually built to match the actual house. I didn't put the windows on. This building's just chopped up from that building, but it covers the same area. They're just covering the area so that I could see what we could see. And that is blocked off. I've built a bit more detail at the back here. This is Sebastian's. This is the fenced off area. The lights are somewhere around here. I think that's a gate. I've made it a gate myself. It looked like a gate. I think you can open it. I put this white building in here, just in case it's like blocking the light off, because if anything's walking this way, they'll have to walk behind that, you see. And you'll see a gap in the light where it goes out. So I just thought I'll put the things there. I put the one tree in. There was a few trees, but they were small, so I didn't really think they was going to cover much up. And positioning the trees in the exact right place would be very difficult as well. So if the light blinks on and off, it's probably passing trees, but I would never be able to get the trees exactly right, especially the branches and everything. Now, if we go to the other side of the house, we can have a look what the gates look like that way. So the person could come this way and travel diagonally across there, and that is the main.
We already know this. What am I not? We already showed this with the manhole stuff last summer. What are we? What are we? Let's just get back to this.
Through it, if it goes this way. So I made that real glass. It will work as real glass when it's recorded on the video. So you'll be able to see through that now. Let's just take one last look at the scene we're going to be looking at. The flashlight video is completely pitch black dark. We're going to use this image overlaid over the top to brighten the whole thing up. And then we're going to see the lights moving on the actual image as if it was the daytime.
Yeah.
The light there, the building there, make a distance across there for us to look in that direction over there. It all works out. Individual angles all add up to this one scene, with those roads blocked off over there by these.
Okay, is there a timestamp anybody can give me? I'd like to get back to this Nancy Grace, but I don't understand. Okay, so how did we get from this? This is what I need to know. How did we get from this where in the hell is it? How did we get from this to this? How did we get from this to this? Like, what am I?
Are the same. And I know some people will call Sebastian Seb for sure. I've seen that, I've seen that before too. But it is hard if you do the initials. Faye says he was carried wrapped in something, in my opinion. I think so too. I really do. I think so too. We'll show the images that I enhanced. Right here, guys. We'll just put them up there. This is the first one that is just, raw, no labels, nothing.
Okay, I watched it from the beginning. I don't see where that... Like...
To put it into perspective. And this is a close-up of that image that was...
Okay, but... Where's the... Like, here's the regular image. Here's the zoomed in image. This is the little square that this image is zoomed from. You know? Excuse me. Hold on one second. Ooh. All right, sorry about that. Sorry, my sinuses are going crazy. Yeah, lady tit for tat. This is when I mean, hell, when Idaho 4 first happened. Different videos are coming out. Linda Lane, Grub Truck, all these different things. And all these people are like, "Oh, did you see this? Did you see this in the reflection? Did you hear this sound? Did you see all these little things? You see these bugs? Oh, you see the video was chopped. It's like, you're right, lady tit for tat. Someone said people see Jesus in toast, and that's kind of how I feel about, like, you can literally talk your ears and your eyes into seeing and hearing something. I don't know how many times I heard with Linda Lane footage, oh my gosh, did you hear this? They just said this. And you're like, I hear expecalifragilistic. Like, what? Well, I hear French toast. Well, huh? You can definitely make yourself hear and see shit if you really want to. You have to have an open mind. You have to, but at the same time, now, did we, in the beginning, did we see... Oh my gosh, it just blew off one of my arrow keys with my sneeze. Now, in the beginning, did we see a video that had 3 people in it? Yeah, we saw. Remember, it was something that was talked about from the very beginning. We got all 3 of those scenarios with this case. There's audio out there with the full confession on it. I mean, I'm not, listen, there's a reason why we're not involved in any goose chasing, because I'm not going to be a part of any goose chasing. You out of your damn mind. We smelled the goose chasing a long ass time ago. It could literally be anything, Busby. It could literally be anything. It could literally be anything. Well, we've got the drains from when we first showed up.
Already enhanced, and all I did was enhance the image further, and then I labeled it to show.
We're nurturing. I get that. We have different parenting styles. We're different,
All right, so back to this. This is the video that Nancy's talking about. Okay.
A few moments later, you can then see there is a car.
Or beside shadowy images were revealed around Sebastian's home. Where exactly was it? Was it in the backyard or beside the home, Justin?
Hold on, I want to hear exactly what she says about this video.
A runaway or a throwaway, and the difference there is a runaway the child leaves on their own, and a throwaway the parent has kicked the child out of the home and not let them return for some period.
Criminal, we reached out to them. When was it? We reached out to them in May, or maybe it was June. It was no. Was it April? No, I think we reached out in April. We reached out in June, and then we reached out again and I think it was August maybe. And every single time they said, we've thoroughly checked the drains. We're not saying that we won't go back down and search them, but what we're saying is we're not gonna go back down and search them unless there's some kind of concrete evidence. Okay, so that's the response that we continue to get. So they've been aware since April. They've been aware since April, because it had to only be maybe, oh my gosh, it wasn't even a criminal. It wasn't even a week. It wasn't even a week where we were already reaching out. After we searched the construction area the first couple days of April, it might not even, I don't even think it was a few days. I think it might have been like a day or two after those searches when we reached out for the first time. And then we heard, yeah, we got a drone down in there. We got a drone down there. We've already searched them. And then after that, we reached out again, in June, and then in August, and every single time, no, they say, we won't go down. We've gone down. We won't go down. We're not saying we won't go down, but we're not going to go down unless there's something concrete. It is what it is.
Of time, and if that's
I want to see
situation we're looking at here with Sebastian, then any number of scenarios could have happened after that: lost, injured, an accident. So these are the different scenarios that law enforcement will be looking into.
Crime Stories with Nancy Grace. Joining us is another special guest, the star and host of Clutch Them Pearls YouTube channel. An enhancement has occurred on very grainy and difficult to see video.
I'm wondering if this is why she didn't air this episode, because of this footage. I wonder if she showed this footage. I wonder if she was going to get in trouble for showing, I don't know. Something's weird here. Why would this not have been? Because there's no technical difficulties in this audio. So why would there be technical difficulties on the video? You could literally just have a slideshow of pictures if your camera's messing up. Something seems off here. I'm wondering if it has to do with this video.
This video occurred around 3 a.m. 3 a.m. just before Sebastian was reported missing. Sebastian's mother, Katie Proudfoot, states that she went into Sebastian's room around 6 a.m. Just 3 short hours before that, shadowy images were revealed around Sebastian's home. Where exactly was it? Was it in the backyard or beside the home, Justin?
Thank you for having me, Nancy. So this was in an area, what they call the common area. There was a car that pulled on the very beginning of the street where Sebastian lives. This individual got out of their car. They walked through the common area toward the home. A few moments later, you can then see there is 2 individuals coming back with flashlights.
Now, what's interesting is at the beginning, and let me throw this to Tony Mathis joining us. At the beginning, Tony, the video was very difficult to make out, but what you're hearing Justin Jensen describe is much more clear. Actually, take a listen to our friends at Crime Online.
4 weeks after Sebastian Rogers goes missing, mother Katie Proudfoot leaves the family home to be with her husband in their travel trailer while he goes back to work around the Memphis area. While Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, and an army of volunteers continue to look for Sebastian, Katie Proudfoot says she is concerned about leaving, but defends the decision to leave by saying her son could be anywhere and they are looking everywhere. Katie Proudfoot doesn't know when she will return to her home.
That video from our friends at News Channel 5. Justin Jensen, you have obtained enhanced video. Now, could I see that from News Channel 5 again, please? We're looking at video. It's home security camera footage. Justin, if you were looking at Sebastian's home, would these flashlights be to the left or the right of the home in the common area?
It's behind the home.
Behind the home. Okay, got it.
Okay.
So at 3 a.m., Seth Rogers, there are two people lurking in the back of...
Okay. So we're back to this. Oh, boy. We're not on this. And... okay.
Sebastian's home, 3 a.m. Then 3 hours later, he's gone.
Law enforcement has not explained that video to me.
Let's take a look at the enhanced.
What? See? Law enforcement did not explain that video to me. Everybody knows that you... Everybody knows about you on Pascal talking about the flashlights, bro. You showed that you were showed the day version, you were showed the night version, you could see, you saw everything, you could see everything. They showed you the day, the night. They showed you where the trash truck, garbage truck was at night, showed you what it would look like during the day. You were very confident that it was the trash truck and not flashlights. So if they're showing you the original, they're showing you the daytime, so then you could see the same, you know, so you could see the same neighborhood. You said you knew exactly what house it was from as soon as you looked at it. You got the daytime, the nighttime compared. They showed you where the lights would have been, and it was very confident it was a trash truck after everything that they explained and showed you. So I'm surprised. I don't know. Maybe that was an edit from Nancy, because you can tell that it I don't know. It seems like there was an edit right there. So it seems like there was an edit, kind of like a couple second edit of throwing him just saying that real quick. And then it's, you know, it's a very quick part. Now, this is why I'm saying about the video and why I think maybe she's not showing, she didn't upload it to YouTube because of the video, because she still uploaded the audio. She just wasn't gonna show it, and then took the links and deleted the links off Facebook that she posted to show it. Still put the audio up there, wasn't gonna show it. It had to do with the video. Because there was no technical difficulties. If there was technical difficulties, you'd hear it in the audio. crackling, going in and out, whatever. It has to be the video.
It's it's behind the home.
Behind the home. Okay, got it. So at 3.
But they're looking at the flashlight video. This flashlight video, if she's talking about the flashlight video, well, then why is, if it's somebody else's, then why is it a big deal about the video then?
a.m. Seth Rogers, there are 2 people lurking in the back of Sebastian's home. 3 a.m. Then 3 hours later, he's gone.
Law enforcement has not explained that video to me.
Let's take a look at the enhanced video. Now, Justin, who enhanced the video?
So one of my team members enhanced the video.
In this video, it appears as if the vehicle is a truck. And it appears as if there.
One of his, so this is his team member? This is his team member? What is going on? This is crazy, man. Are people we love, getting sucked into goose chases? Because I was like, yeah, these goose chases. Long time ago. Is Justin getting sucked into these goose chases? You know what I'm talking about, Busby. From a long time ago. Nope. I smell it before it's coming. Is he getting sucked into these goose chases? Listen, I smelled that shit. Y'all know me. I smell the fucking hot dog steak before it starts. Look, I smell that shit when people are prepping it. I'm not the one that's smelling it as soon as it hits the grill. Somebody's prepping that shit, and I'm like, I smell a fucking hot dog steak. I hope not, because this right here, where is that picture? Because this right here, I hope not. I smelled that hot dog a long time ago.
There are 2 individuals, a taller individual on the left, a shorter individual to the right, and behind the tall individual. It looks as if the 2 are carrying a big black bag of some sort. Justin Jensen, could you describe what the enhanced video seemingly reveals?
So it shows that, at least in my opinion, that there is 2 individuals around the vehicle of some sort. They seem to be around the back of the vehicle, and then it's very short that they are in the back. Later, the one person gets back in the vehicle while the other person runs toward the common area, toward the area toward the Proudfoot home. And then later they back up and they leave the neighborhood.
Listen to this.
When I was enhancing the photos, I could see the differences in the appearance of what looks to me to be a human face. And it looked to me like it was actually
a human effing face. Okay. The FBI. We're not talking TBI. We're not talking Sumner County Sheriff's Office. We're talking FBI. The FBI. Oh my God. I can't believe I'm having to say this. The FBI joined the case a long time ago. Two things. This is serious shit. Two things. Number one, the FBI is going to be able, they got way better equipment, way better tools at their disposal to be able to come up with a face. Number two, if you are doing something that the FBI has already done and they haven't put it out there, are you not hindering an investigation? Oh my God. How do you see a face? How do you see a freaking face? How do you see a face? My gosh, this is... How do you see a face? Oh my God. Back to this. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you very much. I don't know what to tell you, you guys. I don't know what to tell you.
actually a human arm that was draped over the person who was carrying the black blanket.
It's no wonder she didn't. It's no wonder she didn't. It's no wonder this didn't get uploaded on YouTube. Yeah, they're probably trying to figure out how they're gonna edit this. I don't know. This is what happens. Let me explain something to you. And I've got to say shout out to my team. My team, you're the best. I'm so glad. I'm so glad we're not chasing shit like this. Yeah, I know the video. There's a different video from the very beginning. We've said that. That showed 3 people moving around and all this other stuff. Oh my lord. 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 This is it's barely even 2025. This is
or the perceived person in the black blanket. But here's an example of what I saw. Here you can see the differences and enhancements. And as I enhanced each photo, you can tell that the person's skin stays the same color and the black blanket also stays the same color. So I know that those 2 images are associated with each other.
So that's why this black blanket was brought up. And no, Charlie's not passed. We looked up. There is no obituary for Charlie. Sorry. Some people and their lack of attention span. That's a good point. Yes, Lady Tit for Tat. You bring up a very good point. When it comes to the Ring camera and how it just because it lights up, you know, the Ring camera at night, just because it lights up, it doesn't light up like green and red and all this other stuff. You're right. It's when you're watching the camera, it's meant to brighten up the darker images so you can see them better at night. So you're right. The black blanket wouldn't even be black in the camera. It would show up like a gray. It wouldn't be black. It would show up like a gray. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. People are just losing track. It's become so much more than other stuff around Sebastian and not Sebastian. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Katrina. FBI, they've been on it. They would have already been able to figure this stuff out. They got way better tools than freaking people sitting at home. They got technology we don't even know about. All right? And then if you're trying to like put people's faces out there, well, guess what? Maybe they don't want, maybe that could hinder an investigation, man. No wonder Nancy, I'm surprised she put this audio out. I hope come on, people. We got to smell these hot dog steaks. We got to smell these hot dog steaks. You can't be chasing cotton at the bottom of a cliff. It's not soft. Oh, my Lord.
So as you can see, each time I enhance the photo, you can see that the core images stayed the same.
This from our friends at Lady Freedom's Raw Narratives on YouTube. Can't find him. Where is he? The hunt is on for this boy. Did he wander away from home? Where is Sebastian Rogers? Joining us is Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers. Seth, before we look at that enhanced video again, could you describe the so-called common area beside and around Sebastian's home?
From my recollection, there's some trees and there is a gazebo out there.
I'm curious, who has access to the common area? And that does not preclude an intruder But who would have access to that? Not only Sebastian's mom and stepfather, but everybody else in that neighborhood, right?
Yeah, it's open. It's all fenced in.
Another theory in the search for Sebastian.
See, it seems real edited. Like, yep, pop in real quick, and there's not a lot. It's like, yeah, I just answered this real quick. Bam, 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 bam. I don't know. Something's weird. Something's weird with this.
Remains out there. But regarding this that we saw from our friends at Lady Freedom on YouTube, Justin Jensen, you and I have poured over the enhanced video over and over and over. And it's like an X-ray or an MRI. You need an expert to dissect it and interpret it. As you have poured over it time after time after time, along with Lady Freedom, what do you see?
I see very similar, in my opinion, to what Lady Freedom sees. It appears that there is two individuals with carrying something. Now, what that is, I have no idea. This is speculation, but they are around a car or a truck of some sort. From sources, they say that.
Yeah, Seth sounds like he's in a vehicle or something. He sounds like he's in a car or a truck, or he's doesn't even sound like he's inside of a house. It sounds like he's in a car.
This appears to be a sedan. In their opinion, local neighbors have spoken out and said. So, Nancy, I wanted to talk about the common area when you was talking to Seth just a moment ago. The common area, it was a term that was first used by a local reporter. All it is a few neighbors' backyards. They're all private property that is just a few backyards. And these individuals were walking through these backyards during the 3 a.m. time.
In the last days, we learn about a tip that was hunted down.
Yeah, we also heard of Bobby's son being around there too. We also heard of Bobby's son being around there. Right, lady? Tit for tat? Where's the damn it? It's I don't it's getting to the point where I don't even what do you even say anymore? You know what I'm saying? It's just people really think that there's cotton at the bottom of these damn cliffs. I don't know what else. I'm losing hope in humanity. I really am. This is 2020 fucking 5. And Katrina, they're way reaching. It's reminding me of all the, Idaho 4 in the Linda Lane. Oh my gosh, the amount of shit that people saw and heard and all and you're just like, you're just like, yeah, there's not a common area. There is no the gazebo. Well, this is, man, I feel so bad for Sebastian. I really do. I feel so bad for him. My gosh, the mockery. The mockery of it. This is not a common area, okay? This is somebody's backyard. This is a little gazebo. Guess what? The gazebo is from this person's backyard. You see the back sidewalk? Go out. It's got some benches right here. And then we got probably a little grill right there. And then we got a little gazebo that we can sit on. And there's a little teeny creek. There is no common area. These are people's freaking backyards or side of the yard for this house. There is no common area. This is somebody's freaking gazebo in their backyard. Yes, private property. Exactly. Let's just fit the... Oh, my Lord.
Now, listen.
Dog the Bounty Hunter joined the search for Sebastian in September and immediately started getting tips after adding $100,000 reward money for information. A tip comes into the team about a possible sighting of Sebastian Rogers at a Motel 6 in Goodlettsville. Minutes after the tip is called in, a team of licensed investigators and contractors take action. A boy matching the description of Sebastian is seen walking into a Motel 6 room, and investigators call 911 immediately to get police on the way while the team stands by watching the room.
Seth Rogers, were you aware of the Motel 6 tip?
Yes, ma'am.
Did they tell you when it was happening?
No, they told me shortly after.
What were you told?
That there was a tip at Motel 6 and that there were people there certainly waiting for law enforcement to show up.
Tony Mathis, what happened with the Motel 6 tip?
As they said, we had a team of people there watching, making sure that the suspected person that looked like Sebastian did not leave or was not taken out of there. Law enforcement came, talked to the family, and turned out it was another similar look-alike, but was not related to Sebastian.
Seth Rogers, you state that tips are coming in every week. What does it do to you to chase down a tip with your team and hit another dead end? How do you keep doing it?
With every tip that comes in, we have to track it down. We won't know if Sebastian's at the end of the tip until we do. The only goal is to find Sebastian.
There was a few footprints in some of the softer dirt, headed straight this way on the track that he was running. Truck 47, what kind of shooters do you wear? Size 10s. 12 to any units that are going to be assisting with 1008. Please come to 1008 Stafford Court now, please.
When Sebastian Rogers first went missing, tips were pouring in. Footprints allegedly were found. There was talk that there had been the hit of a canine, possibly rendering information. Tonight, where is Sebastian? The search and the heartbreak seemingly never ending as new enhancement of video of home surveillance takes the center stage. Tonight, we learned that there are multiple theories, two in particular, as to what happened to Sebastian. Listen.
There are multiple theories on what could have happened to Sebastian Rogers, but two seem the most likely. One is that Sebastian left in the trash. This is based on a search of a Kentucky landfill where garbage from his neighborhood was taken and dumped. The second working theory is centered around a video showing what appears to be flashlights being carried by what appears to be two individuals in the backyard of Sebastian's home at 3:10 a.m. the Monday he was reported missing. The theory is the flashlights were two people working together and carrying Sebastian to a vehicle 3 hours and 20 minutes before he is reported missing.
Straight out to Sebastian's father, Seth, joining us, and you can find him and the very latest at Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father, on YouTube. Seth, what and when were you told? What were you told and when were you told that Sebastian was missing?
I was told on the 26th when I returned the phone call to Chris.
And you were told what?
That he was missing. That there were police all over at the house.
What did you do?
I headed straight to his mom's house. He was missing.
When you got there, what did you observe?
There were search vehicles with dogs and stuff in them. There was law enforcement everywhere.
What did the Proudfoots tell you?
That Katie woke up and he was missing.
At that time, where was the stepfather, Chris Proudfoot?
From my understanding, he was in Mississippi. Katie told me that when she woke up Monday morning that he wasn't in his room and she can't find him. When I got off of work, I had a text message from stepfather Chris, and he told me that Sebastian was missing.
Straight back out to the spokesperson for Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, Tony Mathis. You know, in order to get a warrant to search a dump site, very often the landfill will just give you permission, but crossing T's and dotting I's, often there is a backup warrant in case they say no. So there had to be PC probable cause to search that landfill.
Correct.
What, if anything, do you know? What led them to that landfill?
Nancy, that was before I got involved in helping Seth, but I just have a couple of responses to that. One, I don't think there is such thing as a precautionary measure to get a PCA to search a landfill. And the other thing that I'll tell you is that I do believe that law enforcement knows a lot that they're not sharing with the public, and I believe they're working very hard. They've got a lot of evidence, and they will figure this out.
Well, I agree with that, but I want to specifically look at the theory behind the landfill search. We all know that for there to be a warrant, there has to be a probable cause affidavit. Law enforcement can't just search your home or your car unless you're taking off in it, or a business or a landfill without a warrant. That's
Sure, but they can literally show up just like this. They can literally show up just like this, not be in hazmat suits. It's not even a real search. We're hanging out with one of the garbage crew, and none of us have hazmat suits. We're all poking around with shovels and rakes in our law enforcement outfits. No personal protective equipment in case we come across evidence. We're not searching. We're just taking a look. See that small section right up here? You see that small section right there? That's the only place they're at. They ain't even really searching. Look. Small little section. They ain't even searching really. They're just scraping the top. So did they need to have a search warrant if they come up to the landfill and they say, hey, guess what? Guess what? Hey, buddies, can you do us a favor? We don't really have any time to get, there's a missing child. We're really trying to do what we can as quick as we can. We don't want to like have to go through the courts and get a warrant and then shut you down for a whole day while we're out here. Can you just do us? Can you guys just hold off from dumping trash in this spot and just give us a little bit of time? We're not even really technically going to be searching it, okay? We're just going to take a look around. We're not doing a technical search. We don't have hazmat suits on. We don't have a grid pattern set up. We don't even have personal protective equipment. We're not really searching. Don't need a PCA. Hey, we're just coming by to take a look. Is it okay? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, cool, man. We just didn't want to have to shut you down for the whole day. We're just going to take a look real quick, scrape a couple things off the top. We just want to double check something. There was no search in this landfill. You can see it right here. Who's wearing personal protective equipment? Do you see blue? How many masks do you see people wearing? How many hazmat suits do you see? None. You know why? Because it wasn't a real search. So when we hear this search about a landfill, what? There wasn't even a search. It's the law enforcement officer that I talked to in Kentucky that was there that day. That was part of the perimeter. Yeah, I heard that search was a joke. Yeah, that was a shit show. Yeah, I heard they didn't even have a grid pattern set up. Like when you look at Quentin Simon and then you look at this, you're like, it's completely different. No hazmat, no personal protective, no grid pattern. Yeah, it wasn't even really. It was unorganized. It was a shit show. I was like, damn, no way. Yeah, it was a shit show. Holy hell.
That's under the Constitution, Fourth Amendment, guaranteed. To get a warrant, LA law enforcement must go before a magistrate or judge. They work 24/7. You can even get them over the phone. There has to be an affiant. Mm-hmm. Typically, law enforcement, an agent, an officer swear under oath to probable cause that supports that search. The judge will determine objectively if
Very
there's enough
sad.
probable cause to justify invading a person or a business's privacy. So in order for that search to take place of that dump, of that landfill, there has to be PC. What led them to that landfill? To Justin Jensen joining us, host of YouTube channel Clutch Them Pearls. What can you tell us about the landfill search?
So you make a great point, Nancy, right? There has to be probable cause. The only thing that I could think of would be something related to the trash truck that ran on the 26th, Monday, early hours around 5 a.m. The trash truck runs very early in that neighborhood. It is also seen on camera. So, did they see something, coming out of the house? It's, anyone.
Okay, you know what? Let me follow up on that. Today, Moyer joining us from Georgia Canine National Training Center, former deputy K9 with San Bernardino Sheriffs. I imagine with your experience with canines, you have done grid searches at disposal sites or landfills. Question to you. Before you do a search at a dump, you make sure that the trash from a particular location is at that landfill. Isn't that right?
Yes, ma'am, you do. And it's all about the time on target for having the dogs in that environment, because it is wildly contaminated and is incredibly harmful to the dogs. Not to mention the fact it's difficult to actually find the decomposing human odor there, just because there is so much of it there that is actually naturally decomposing. Everything from Band-Aids to tampons to you name it. There's all kinds of stuff in a landfill that I don't really want my dog walking through. Neither do I.
Yeah, right. And they didn't even have personal protective equipment on. It's disgusting. They didn't even have the blue rubber gloves on, man.
I want to walk through it, but you do what you got to do when you're ordered to do so. So again, that's one of those. It's an incredibly difficult environment, but having participated in several dump searches over the years looking for homicide victims, it is very, very time consuming, and it is an incredibly intricate process.
And tonight we learn that law enforcement possibly reviewing evidence, footage from the Roadhouse restaurant, video where Sebastian and his mother were eating. Listen.
Security video and still photos taken in the parking lot and inside the Texas Roadhouse show a man in a green hoodie coming in close contact with Sebastian Rogers just hours before the 15-year-old vanishes from his home. Internet detectives and social media sleuths have gone into overdrive trying to identify the man and provide the information to law enforcement in an effort to bring Sebastian home.
Yeah, overdrive. There's a lot of other people hammering that shit for 2, 3, 4 weeks. We checked it out a little bit. All right. Yeah, it's suspicious. What else? The goose chasing, man.
Claiming there is new evidence and a potential suspect.
This video from Night Private Agency.
It's just like I told you. It's just like I said. The restaurant's going to have the front camera number 1, because all of them are camera number whatever. A restaurant first camera they're going to have is the camera front door. That's the first camera they're going to have. If there's something suspicious that happened outside, the only video you all saw was camera 2 and camera 3. You didn't see camera 1. Camera 1 has a frontal face view and then a complete straight reverse view when they're coming in and coming out. It's like I told everybody back then. They would have already vetted the person back then. Why do you think it took law enforcement 5 weeks to give the Texas Roadhouse video to Seth? You know why? Because it probably took them 5 weeks to vet green hoodie person. Once they were finally able to vet green hoodie and exclude them, that's when they could have given Seth the video. Seth was saying, why is it taking so long? Why is it taking so long? Because Ellie knew as soon as they showed Seth that video, what's that person in that green hoodie? They needed to make sure that person was or was not part of it. You go to camera 1. Hey, Texas Roadhouse, we need camera 1. All right, here you go. All right, cool. We got a front shot and a back shot. Can literally look your photo up on our database, driver's license, whatever. We can find out who it is. They take their time. They have to vet the person, make sure they're telling them the truth, cross-check their stories, cross-check these connections. After that, then they can go back and exclude the person, and then they can go, Seth, guess what? Here you go. I'm sorry it's been 5 weeks, but we had to vet the green hoodie first. I'm honestly surprised. Now, I don't know. Did Seth reach out and say, who's this green hoodie? And did law enforcement, 2 things. Did Seth reach out and say, who's this green hoodie when he first seen it? Also, did law enforcement tell him that green hoodie had nothing to do with it? This is in the very beginning. A business is not going to have a way back corner camera and a camera that's outside showing the parking lot and not have a camera of a potential person committing a crime, which is why the cameras are there in the first place, to not have the person on video. It's like having a camera at a gas station on the pumps, but not the person that's walking inside your door. Does that make frickin' sense? Would have already been vetted.
At Night Private Agency. A lot of questions have arisen upon re-examination of the Roadhouse video. Let's take a look at it very quickly. Everyone on the panel, please look at your monitors. First of all, it's been noted that when Sebastian does eat, he seems like he is starved. And interesting, we keep seeing Miss Proudfoot on her phone and looking around. If you stay on her, you will see her as if she's meeting someone and over checking her phone. Mom is looking everywhere but across from her. Now, according to internet sleuths, someone else in the restaurant is acting inappropriately. What does that mean? Video cams outside. Look, guys, look at what's happening. To special guest joining us, Tony Mathis, spokesperson for Seth Rogers. What is it? What is it about a person in a green hoodie that attracted the attention of so many internet sleuths?
Well, Nancy, I think that people are starving for information. I think they were overanalyzing this video.
Listen to him. Starving for information, overanalyzing the video. Yes, we went through it. Yeah, it's suspicious. Look, they look weird. But guess what, guys? This restaurant's going to have a camera coming in the front door, and law enforcement has already had to have vetted them. That's probably why it took 5 weeks to give the video to Seth all the way back then. Damn straight, Tony. People starving for that over. You had some people dragging this shit out for 3-4 weeks. And they're not talking about last seen. We've been bringing up the most important question in this case. And it's all of this. Sebastian deserves so much better, man.
Video. I think we could watch any normal video of a normal situation and find people that don't appear to be acting normal, but we don't.
Yeah, look, they tied their shoe all weird, Billy. Did you see how they tied their shoe? Yeah, that was a weird way to tie their shoe. That's suspicious.
Believe that anybody in these videos has anything to do with what happened with Sebastian at this point.
Seth, do you believe the Roadhouse video shows anything inappropriate or odd from someone in a green hoodie?
It does seem.
It does, because when somebody's standing in between 2 cars for that long, you're like, what's your problem, yo? What's your problem? Yes, it's odd, but you know what? There's also a front camera getting the door, coming in, coming out. Took them 5 weeks to get it to you. Had to vet green hoodie before they could hand it to you, because they knew when they handed it to you, you'd be saying, "What's up with Green Hoodie?"
Odd. Law enforcement has verified that individual and their story.
Oh, he did see the video, lady, right before he came on our show, April 2nd of last year, April 2nd, 2024. Seth came on our show. The day before that, he got the video. He actually came on our show and was announcing that he got that video and that he's been waiting for 5 weeks. That's how I know he was waiting for 5 weeks, because he came on our show and said, "I finally, after 5 weeks, I got the video." And I'm like, "Ooh, were you able to tell what shoes he had on?" We were talking. I had a bunch of questions about the video. I'm like, "Dang, cool." Were they parked next to somebody that did somebody follow that? Like, did somebody walk out and go to a different car? Like, I remember him saying 5 weeks. That's why, because they had to vet the video of Green Hoodie coming through camera feed number 1 that was pointed at the door and vetted.
I find it odd behavior for anybody to be hiding behind somebody's vehicle.
What was the odd behavior, Seth?
Just being behind somebody's vehicle like that shouldn't be there. I mean, I was raised you would move out of people's way.
I was raised you move it out of people's way. It's kind of like, you know how like when you listen to like people interviewing family members, right? And it always drives me nuts how people will sit there and ask these family members, or say to their family members, "How are you doing?" When you already know how they're doing. They're missing their loved one. Their loved one had some crime committed against them, right? You hear it all the time. "How are you doing? How are you doing?" And it's like, why would you ask somebody how they're doing? Why would you ask somebody how they're doing? Why would you ask somebody how they're doing when you already know? You already know how they're doing. So let's ask somebody who is going through something so horrific. Let's ask them how they're doing and how their day is when you already know. Or what was your last thought? You're like taking them back to when all this stuff happened, right? And it's kind of crazy. It was like, so, I was raised to get out of people's way. I was like, what?
Behavior for anybody to be hiding behind somebody's vehicle.
What was the odd behavior, Seth?
Just being behind somebody's vehicle like that shouldn't be there. I mean, I was raised you would move out of people's way.
I was raised to move out of people's way. Well, you know what I was raised to do? I was raised to sit there and be thoughtful and have people's hearts in my mind. And when somebody hops up on my show and you watch me sit there and say the things that I do, I don't know. Let me know what you think of how somebody was raised, because listen to the words that I'm saying. Listen to what I'm expressing. And then you hear out of all the things that I was saying, the care and concern and the thoughtfulness and the appreciation. I'm here. Oh. Right, hold on 1 second. I'll go ahead and get on camera too. Listen, and here's the link. You can go watch it. This is when April 2nd. Now listen, because if we're talking about how we were raised, Listen to the words that I express and share, and then listen to the response if we're talking about how we were raised.
Yeah, so a lie.
And I was also raised not to lie and twist things like EvilleCJ does, one of the leaders of the green team as well. Can sit there and tell you, yeah, I'm going to tell you what he said, and I got the screenshots, and then shows you the screenshots, and it don't even match what she said. And let me go ahead and drop this. How you doing,
Listen
sir?
to me.
I hope you're having a peaceful evening, even though considering. And I appreciate you hopping up, and thank you for your comfort as well.
Just out here, bud.
I'm sorry, what's up?
Said I'm just out here. So
Yeah, I'm just out here. Hey. I'm just out here. My mama taught me how to say thank you for everything, even if it's something I shouldn't.
Crime.
And then you listen to like shoe shopping. Well, if your shoes are too small, you should probably get a different pair, right? I mean, what? I rewatched the episode today. Watch it. I'll drop the link again for you.
Crime Stories with Nancy Grace.
And oh man.
One lead after the next seemingly ends up in a dead end. This as demands for polygraphs go on.
There's something wrong when somebody like Brittany gets supported, when it's so obvious that she lied to her community, used my name, made it up, said I said things I didn't say, showed the screenshot. The screenshot showed I didn't say those things. And then I had to let everybody know, like, this is what it was really about. And I showed all the receipts. Who has done more for Sebastian than my team when it comes to the different types of searches and all the effort and the length of time? I'm telling you, shit is fucked up. Shit's fucked up.
I know this. I know Seth Rogers has taken a polygraph. Listen, have the two of you taken a polygraph?
I have.
I have not.
Would you be willing to?
I've offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph, and I was told directly by law enforcement because of my whereabouts, I did not need one.
I understand. Ms. Proudfoot, did you pass your polygraph?
I did.
Do we know to either Tony, Seth, or Justin whether the Proudfoots took a polygraph?
Well, Chris, he said he wasn't going to do a polygraph. He actually said he was going to do a polygraph on your show. He said name the time and place, and then I guess he later backed out and said TBI had told him not to do a polygraph. However, Seth did a polygraph for you on your show. We did email the caseworker on Sebastian's case, is the detective who has been the detective for the last 11 months. He did state, because last time on your program, Chris had said that he could not give you exact dates that he was in the home. The detective had emailed me back and stated that Chris could give any dates he wanted.
And did that happen? Did he give those dates?
He has still not given dates that he was in the home, around the home, from the 1st of February onward until the morning Sebastian went missing.
To Ken Schul.
Oh, serious? You want to hear condescending? You want to hear condescending? Listen to that link. You'll hear a lot of condescending conversation, and I'm sitting there going, damn, I couldn't talk to my kids this way.
Joining us, polygraph examiner and former head of the entire FBI program in D.C., former special agent with the FBI. You can find him at Ken at Kendall Investigation Polygraph and Private Investigators. Ken, you performed the polygraph on Seth Rogers. What happened?
My questions reference whether or not he had anything to do with the disappearance of Sebastian, and if he was involved in any way in the disappearance. I did the polygraph test, asked all the questions, total I think 3 times, maybe 4 times, and he said no to both those questions. And he clearly passed the test, in my opinion. He was telling the truth.
Joining us now, special guest, Courtney Lasky, board-certified behavior analyst and autism expert. You can find her at True North Behavioral Consulting. Courtney, thank you for being with us. Courtney, we are sifting through new leads, new enhanced video, and also looking back at everything we know. Much has been made of how Sebastian may act due to his autism. If Sebastian is alive now, which is everyone's prayer, he may not understand how to get back home.
Absolutely. This case has just weighed on my heart, worrying about Sebastian. I know that from past videos and hearing Mr. Rogers speak, we know that he does have a deficit in that communication and his social skills. And like you mentioned, if he is with someone new, if he is out of his routine, that will be severely affected. And we could see a further regression in those skills. He might not be able to communicate his identity, where he should be, and who he should actually be with.
If anyone believes that they see Sebastian, given his autism, what should they do?
They absolutely need to call in the tip line, call the law enforcement immediately, but keep an eye on Sebastian. Tread very lightly, don't force conversation. We don't want to do anything that could scare him. Be very calm, collected, let him come to you if that opportunity exists.
Tony Mathis joining us. Tony, at the beginning, there was information out there that there had been a canine hit. Now we're hearing there never was a hit.
Correct.
Yeah, a month after, March 26th, Ken Widener came out and said that there were no hits for Sebastian. No trails, no dog hits.
Correct. The law enforcement has come out.
March 26th. My God, it's almost a year ago.
And said very clearly that they had no evidence that he ever left the home. And that kind of ties into your question about the landfill. I mean, there's not a lot of theories that would follow that up. One of those could be that he left in the trash dumpster in the trash truck, and that's how he got out of the neighborhood. So I think that all kind of ties into the theory, no dog hits, and that there's no proof that he ever left the home.
Dave Moyer joining us. Georgia Canine National Training Center. Dave, I got a question. If Sebastian were carried to that vehicle, wrapped in a blanket, would dogs pick up the scent?
That's going to be really dependent on how saturated that area is with his odor. Because he lives in the home and stays in the home most of the time, that area in and around the house where he might commonly get out and walk around if he walks down to the street and a number of times a day, any place on that property in the immediate vicinity is going to be saturated with the odor from just his daily activities. So it's going to be very, very, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just going to say it's very, very difficult for the dog to differentiate the odor of somebody. Let's, for the sake of argument, say he was being carried out without any active contact with the ground, to have a fresh trail leaving that area, because his odor would still be there, but it's going to be mixed in with the saturation of all of his other odor from just living in that home for as long as he has.
And Dave Moyer, there was also information disseminated that a trail was followed to a nearby body of water, like a pond. How do we know that scent, if it existed, because now Ellie is telling us there was never a scent picked up by the canines. If there was a scent to the pond, how do I know that didn't happen 2 days before when he was outside playing?
Generally, in that environment with as much contamination, that semi-urban, largely populated environment, there's going to be so much contamination that it'll completely obliterate his trail over a couple of days. But let's, for the sake of argument, say that he walked out to that body of water the day before with cooler temperatures in the springtime and a lot of moisture in the air. It is possible that the dog did follow an odor for a previous path that he might have taken.
We're hearing at this hour there is no canine hit at all. So what would that mean?
You heard it on March 26th, Nancy. It's been quite a long time.
Dave Moyer?
Based on my experience, and I've done literally thousands of these calls with folks with disabilities walking away from a home that they were staying in, it is very difficult to get that initial exit from leaving their immediate vicinity. And the reason for that is because they live in the home, they're walking around in the yard, and it just saturates that area with their odor. You've got to get outside of that immediate area and start to cast the dog out and see if you have any other obvious exits on the street going left or right. Again, with no exits at all, it would tell me that perhaps he's either A, hiding in the home, B, he got into a vehicle and drove away, or based on what we were talking about earlier, it is possible he was carried away and placed inside of a vehicle.
With me is Sebastian's father, and let me advise you how painful it is for him to talk about Sebastian's disappearance. Seth, you believe Sebastian is alive?
Because I have faith that he is. Until proven otherwise, my son is alive.
Seth, what is your message to listeners and viewers tonight?
Keep the faith. If you see my son, or if you see somebody that looks like my son, please call 911. Let law enforcement deal with it. You don't have to walk up and say anything to them. Just call 911. If you know or think you know anything about the disappearance of teen boy Sebastian Rogers, please dial 1-800-TBI-FIND. That's 1-800-824-3463. Repeat.
Yeah, or you can just anytime that we go to the vigils or any other thing, just walk on past me and keep giving me that dirty look. Isn't it crazy how much we do? And we just get shit on, and we don't even care about getting shit on. We just keep doing what we're doing because it's not about any of those other effing people. It's about the ones that truly matter. These victims. That's a wild episode. I kind of have an idea of why it didn't come out on video. We'll end up talking more. Like I said, a couple weeks ago, I was going to do the Jacoff, the intern files. We'll finally be starting that up. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow night. It might be Tuesday. But look for that notification to come out. Be episode 1. Jacoff, the intern files. You're not going to want to miss that. Trust me. Got a lot more coming up for you, too. We got Idaho 4 tonight and a whole bunch of other cases coming throughout this week. Thank you all for hanging out with me this morning. If you're just joining, please check out the video that I dropped a little bit ago. When it comes to the mistake, I'm sorry, but the mistake is still fake to me. Check out this 3-minute video I dropped a little bit ago. We'll see you guys. If we don't see you tonight, we'll see you tomorrow for sure, because you know I'm going to be back. And we're going to be talking even more, especially some more last scene, because it's not over. Check out that link. It's a bunch of BS. Sebastian deserves to have the right information on there. Period. Just like your child. I appreciate you guys. Love you. Thank you so much. We will see you in a little bit. Peaceful, positive afternoon. Get yourself a snack and relax a little bit. Love you guys. See you in a bit.